Yeah, that's okay. Thank y'all so much for hanging in there with us. We're gonna go ahead and start our. We're gonna go ahead and start our pre-council meeting. I'm gonna start off. I know some people came in after we picked up our sheet, our sign-in sheet. If there's anyone who would like to speak and they're not on this sheet, if you'll let me know, I will be happy to add your name to this list. If not, we'll be happy to move on from that, and I'll just take the two that I have. But we're gonna go into our pre-council meeting. If that changes, let me know. We will have call to order by our council president. Our opening prayer and pledge of allegiance was held in our work session. We will not have roll call. We will have approval of our minutes of October the 2nd, 2023 regular meeting. We will also have an approval for our agenda for tonight. We will hear from reports from our council on standing committees. No reports from special committees, no public hearing. We will have a short report on the status of our city finances by Ms. Romy. No proclamations, no unfinished business. New business number one would be resolution to authorize the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Tallapoosa County Commission to accept $25,000 in American Rescue Plan Act funds for the purpose of expanding recreational services. This is actually sponsored by Mayor Bader. Who would like to speak on this? You or?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, that's for the imagination station. That's the first iteration according to our, what they told us. That won't be the last. They will be coming back with some more later on. But that's the first iteration for the imagination station from the county commission.
Any questions of the mayor? Number two is a resolution to authorize the mayor to execute a contract for services to aging consumers under Title III of the Older Americans Act with the East Alabama Regional Planning and Development Commission. This is sponsored by Councilor Tapley. Any word from you on this?
No, it's just something we always do every year.
Any questions for Councilor Tapley or anyone? Any comments? Thank you. Number three, resolution to award bid number 23-20 to Ballard Construction for the construction of a sewer pump station to serve the Russell Medical Assisted Living Facility and Independent Living Office in an amount not to exceed a little over $793,000. This is sponsored by Mayor Baird. Any comments on that?
Just a lift station. I think Kimberly Carter's here if y'all need any more information. But it's a lift station that will service the senior village, the legacy. And so that's, if you have any questions, that was John Ballard's company put in the best bid, so that's who we're going with.
Okay. Any questions? Number four, resolution to authorize the mayor to enter into an agreement with Place Associates in providing a comprehensive plan, zoning map, and subdivision regulations for the city of Alexander City in an amount not to exceed a little over $150,000. We actually heard from them in our work session. Any questions from anybody or comments?
I just think it looks like they've got a good team, help us move forward.
We do have one citizen who would like to speak on this comprehensive plan, Mr. Daniel Champion.
I'll defer, was informed that I could speak with the gentleman afterwards. I think we want to know.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Mr. Champion. We appreciate that. Number five, I have to reiterate that Mr. Champion deferred to talk to the Place Associates about the comprehensive plan. I'm having to do that because we are now Facebook or YouTube Live for our own channel, and I've been told to make sure we speak into a mic, so that's where we're at. Number five, resolution authorizing the mayor to sign a wholesale contract renewal with Jackson's Gap Water Authority. This is sponsored by Councilor Keel.
The city has had a 40-year contract with Jackson Gap Water Authority, and this to extend the contract for 10 years, and I think increase the limit from 18,000 gallons to 20,000 gallons, I think. But it's just a review contract.
Lynn's gonna speak on that for a moment.
This is not an extension to the contract. We're doing away with a 40-year contract. We're going to a 10-year contract. And they used to have a maximum monthly allowance of 18 million gallons, and we're extending that to 20 MGD. So that's what this contract is for. Of course, we've done it on Ray Community and Warren also.
So we're going to 10-year on all of ours?
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Makes a lot more sense. Thank you, sir. Number 6 will be a resolution to authorize the mayor to enter into an agreement with Russell Hospital Corporation to submit to a neutral third party regarding gas usage. This is sponsored by Mayor Bayer. We've already had, I think, a work session on this, and this is just so that they can actually talk to a third party about this gas. Any questions? Number 7, a resolution authorizing the mayor to sign an amendment to the project agreement between the City of Alexander City and the Alexander City Development LLC, sponsored by Council Calvin. This is actually a motion. It actually goes along with an agreement we already have with Gateway, and because of us granting time, we didn't adjust our agreement, so there's some things in there about that. This is also contingent, as a contingent note in there about LDOT, if 63 is closed, how the tenants will pay. They're here. If you all have any questions of them, any questions or comments?
Just for the viewing public, if y'all are here, could you explain a little bit as to what we're discussing tonight?
Good morning, or good evening. My name is Lee Johnson. I represent Alex City Development. Thank you for considering this evening. Really, it does two principal things. It does not change the business deal at all, but if for some reason a tenant, we have an obligation to deliver to tenants with two entranceways, one on 280 and one on 63. And if because of the LDOT project, one is temporarily closed, it moves the period of time out that the agreement deadlines contain. So for example, the completion date could be extended up to a year, but it would not change the period of time for the sales tax agreement with the city. The second thing it does is it cleans up some minor details regarding the financing. The way the deal has had to work in reality is to go ahead and close on the sales tax loan. And so it will be a loan for longer than 10 years on our books, but the city will only pay the sales tax reimbursement for 10 years, and the developer will pay any interest carry on this side of opening. So it doesn't change the business deal with the city at all, but it does make some small tweaks to conform to what's actually happening.
So just for my understanding, so what we did previously was extend this from December 23 to December 24. And under this agreement, the same 10-year obligation is still there in terms of when you have to, how long we're in this agreement.
That's correct. It does not change anything about the term.
So what you're asking us to do is, if for some reason LDOT's work prevents the second entrance, you're asking what, I just want to make sure.
Yes, so two things have to happen. One, the LDOT work has to close an entrance on 63, making the project inaccessible. And a tenant has to delay opening because of that. If those two things happen, either of which are under our control, and I would also draw your attention to how much we're moving dirt over there. So clearly this is not a delay tactic. But if the tenant delays opening because of those two things, then the sales tax abatement to that tenant would not start until that tenant opens, even if it goes past the 24 days, up to 365 days later. And then it would last for 10 years from that beginning date.
Mayor.
Isn't it also that it applies not just to one tenant, if there are two tenants, that apply to the second tenant also, if they find that the bridge is the cause of their inability to open?
Yes, or well,
And if there's three businesses that don't open and they submit a letter saying that the bridge is the reason they didn't open, then potentially it would be 3 years extended on you to collect your incentive.
no, Mr. Mayor. So it is only a 1-year period in the aggregate. So the best way to view it, and we worked through this with your council, mayor, and we're on the same page as to the interpretation. There is a 1-year window that date can be extended, period. There is no compounding effect based on multiple tenants.
So whatever, if one tenant applies for it, then it goes for 365 days and that's it, right?
Correct, and I would say,
If it takes 365 days.
yes, this is only an extension for the amount of time that it actually takes with a cap of 365.
But you said something about limiting access to the project. You're gonna have an entrance exit off 280, correct?
That's correct.
There's two entrances actually according to the
Two
plot.
eighty and
And
63.
one on 63,
Yes.
like 3 entrances.
And also, I just don't see how it's the citizen's responsibility to give up revenue. It's not their prerogative to give up revenue to support your project for a condition the city has no control over. That bridge is Aldott. We have no control over that, so why would our citizens have to give up that tax revenue for private development for something that's out of our control?
Can I address that, Lee?
Sure.
Um, You're right, there's two entrances on 280.
One on 63.
One right in, one right out, one right in, one right out with a left in. There's no left out on 280.
Okay.
63 entrance is full access. Our leases require the site plan, which includes all those entrances. So technically, if 63 is not available, they don't have to open. All we're asking is that if we don't open, we can't open, that for up to a year, if Aldot's got it shut down, that they're not generating sales tax anyway because they're not open, so you're not really giving up anything. Everything runs the same 10-year period, the payments are the same, it's finished in the same manner, so we need to be able to accommodate our tenants if we can't get that entrance open.
But is that the prerogative of the citizens of Elliott City to give up revenue?
They're not
If you're not giving up revenue, they wouldn't be open anyway.
You're still, we're still prolonging the process here. And why don't you go to Aldott and ask them for the incentive? Since they control the bridge closure.
Well, we don't control Aldott either.
We don't either.
And they don't have the statutory authority to do
Well,
that.
the thing about it, we don't actually know when that bridge is gonna be completed. You could have the development already finished before Aldott builds that. And I tried to find out a timeline on it, and there's not one. Aldott don't know,
And not only,
other than they gonna do it.
So our schedule is, we will open, right around November 1, 2024. All things permitting. We don't
Considering
think that
we don't
Aldott,
have the development on 63.
correct. We think that
It could be a year later than that.
it could be. But if we open, then this is just, it's all a contingency. We don't think Aldott gets going until we get open. So we open, everything's rolling along. Aldott's promises are left out on 280 while they've got 63 shut down, but that doesn't qualify for our leases. So this is just a contingency. If we're shut down, and we can't get open, that we extend that period for up to a year.
There's actually no sense of urgency because we don't really know whether this project's gonna be completed by the time the bridge is built. It could be 5 years down the road before Aldott does anything.
and not only that, y'all were substantially delayed on this whole thing. I mean, you came in, we were looking at prints, we were approving, we had comments going back and forth between us and your engineering consultant. And then all of a sudden you went dark for 9 months. Had that not happened, y'all could potentially have it built by now.
Well, Mayor, as you are aware, the world changed substantially from the end of 21 into 22. Inflation, pricing, construction costs. The project wasn't economically viable at that time.
Well, we took care of that by
Yeah,
About the extension.
so that's why we extended.
Yeah, and again, I just don't feel like it's the prerogative of the citizens of Elk City to foot the bill for this. I just
Again,
don't.
you're not footing the bill. There's no
Eventually.
revenue if there's nothing open.
They are footing the bill eventually.
Any other questions?
I just wanted to make sure, because this is a very, the community's very engaged and interested in the progression of this project. So regardless of, like, I know this is a contingency, but the way that it can be interpreted is that it's another delay. And so I just wanted to make sure if this passed, the community understood that this isn't necessarily something that impacts anything from a tax revenue standpoint or the business venture. And so if you're stating that that is the case, then that makes it easier to support something like this. If there's no dealings with the business. And if that's what you're saying, then we have to go with what you're saying. And so I'm just trying to make sure when we get asked what the appropriate response.
Sure, and your council and I are of the same interpretation that that's what the document does. I would point out one more practical thing. Every day it is not open, then that is a cost the developers bearing, not a cost the city is bearing. So really the only one bearing your cost is the developer itself, and that's clearly not what we would want. We want this open. We're moving dirt every day, including on Saturdays, and we want this open as quickly as possible.
Any other questions? Good. Thank y'all so
Thank
much.
you.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
y'all for coming tonight. Thank y'all. Then we will have a motion that will come from the floor, and we'll take care of that when we get there. We will then entertain public comments from the mayor, comments from the finance director, comments from the city clerk, and comments from our council. No executive session tonight, and then we'll have an adjournment. At this time, I will go ahead and call our regular scheduled council meeting for tonight, Monday, October the 16th, to order. We've already held our opening prayer and our pledge of allegiance. We'll need approval of our minutes. Need a motion to approve the minutes as written for October the 2nd, 2023 regular meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote. Councilor Keel,
Yay.
Councilor Tapley,
Yay.
Councilor Hardy,
Yay.
Councilor Eric Brown,
Yay.
Councilor Colvin, yay. At this time, we'll need to approve our agenda for tonight, October the 16th, 2023 regular meeting.
Make a motion to approve the agenda for tonight.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote. Councilor Keel,
Yay.
Councilor Tapley,
Yay.
Councilor Hardy,
Yay.
Councilor Eric Brown,
Yay.
Councilor Colvin, yay. At this time, we will hear reports from standing committees. Finance Committee, myself, the Finance Committee, the Revenue Department collected breaks down a little over 17, have a breakdown of the little over 17 mil that they processed during FY 2023. They have an honorable mention for last week. Brittany completed her second series of classes with the Continuing Education Department at the University of Alabama. That is part of the requirements for her certification as a certified municipal revenue officer. She will attend training in the spring for the next series of classes and will finish the training in fall of 2024. We want to thank the Revenue Department and our Finance Department for what they do. They do an awesome job of making sure our numbers are heading in the right direction. Public Safety Committee, Councilor Eric Brown.
Fire department, they're in their second week of fire school, instructed by Jeff Brewer, with a total of 15 students, 6 from the Alexander City Fire Department, 5 from the Phoenix City Fire Department, 2 from Auburn, and 2 from Houston.
Utilities Committee, Councilor Keel.
The gas department is still working on annual valve maintenance. They have started removing gas from the dilapidated structures list. Should begin running gas lines to the cottages next week as weather permits. The light department has completed the new lines to K2 storage. We also been doing a lot of right-of-way maintenance. Adams filter plants is washing our basements. Last time this year, we have 2 valves awaiting parts, preparing for the new building at gravel pads. Sewer Department new pump station at Alabama Graphite and Robson Road are complete and operating with the final review October 17th. The diesel bypass pump for the Wicker Point station inside the development is being tested. The Speaker Road RD pump station is expecting delivery of its bypass up soon. Sewer Department personnel continues to replace sections of gravity sewer main between Byersfield and Sanders Road, as well as repair multiple services throughout the city. The Water Department has repaired 31 leaks, installed several new services, responded to multiple route notes in 81 locates, also performed hundreds of lead and copper inspections.
Park and Recreation is Counselor Chris Brown. He is a little under the weather, but I'm actually gonna read his standing committee report for Parks and Recs. Oktoberfest was a huge success. We ended up with about 135 different vendors in the Sportsplex. Everyone had great reviews of their experience. Special thanks to Megan Blake, who organized the event, and the rest of the Sportsplex, Cooper, and City Hall staff who made the event a huge success. Youth Night was held Thursday night prior to the BRHS versus Pelham football game. The kids had a great time cheering on the team and running through the banner. Thanks to the BRHS football for helping us put on Youth Night each year. Youth basketball registration is going on right now. You can register online at acpr.recdesk.com from now until November the 17th. The cost to register your child is $60. That includes jersey and shorts. Adult kickball registration is also going on right now. Registration will go until October the 24th. To register a team, you can call Nick Han, and his number is here. The cost to register a team is $125. Thanks to our finance department, we are now able to accept Imagination Station donations online via credit card. We look to add the link to the homepage of the city website in the future, but right now you can visit the Parks and Recreation or Imagination Station Facebook pages to scan the QR code that redirects you to the donation site. At Cooper Rec, the new gym floor is scheduled to begin being installed next Monday, October the 23rd. We've been able to move the rental to the area previously used by the Head Start program, so they do not anticipate a huge interruption for those who have reserved the gym for rental. They expect the project to last 3 to 4 weeks until completion. Thanks. Public Works Committee, Council President Pro Tem Hardy.
Public Works applied for and was awarded federal funds in the amount of $115,754.40 through the Local Road Safety Initiative program to construct guardrails for a total project amount of $128,616. The difference will be paid from a gas tax the city has already collected. Last October, Public Works applied for the annual Rebuild Alabama Act grant. We have now been awarded this grant in the amount of $250,000. This amount will be used toward the Rebuild Alabama project on the Coben Abbey Bridge. And this project is expected to cost around $400,000. And the difference between the grant and the cost of the project will be paid from the Rebuild Alabama funds and have already been collected. Thank you.
Buildings and Property, Councilor Tapley.
Amy Buck and her staff out at the library, always having activities out there for kids and the parents. They hosted a story time, had a lot of children, and the parents showed up for that, and had a lot of fun and activities for them. And Leadership Lake Martin stopped by to visit, so thank everybody who comes out. Thank Amy for what she does out there.
No reports from special committee, no public hearing. At the moment, we will entertain a report on the status of our city finances. Ms. Roman.
Okay. I'll try to talk loud.
Yeah, ma'am, thank you.
So, you have your reports that you normally have. There's a couple of things that I do want to point out. One thing I intended to mention last month and I failed to. If you look at your banking balances, and I know if it was me, if I was looking at it, I would be in shock because there's a $6 million difference between last month and this month. And what happened with that is kind of like a quiet, for last month it was a beautiful storm, but this month it's a hailstorm. But when we did a transfer, I was so excited that we got the SRF funds to pay ourselves back. What happened, we wrote a check to ourselves, and when we cashed it, it was deposited immediately and showed up for the bank statement. Unfortunately, the account that it came from was still showing those funds also. So it was kind of, it happened right in the middle before it was deducted. So that's that 4-point-something million part of that difference. So don't be alarmed.
Okay.
We're where we need to be at about 20+ million.
Okay.
As far as our financial report, these are the numbers as of right now for 9/30. It's not a good depiction of what 9/30 will look like on the audit because we still have invoices for the prior year that haven't been paid. We have those encumbered amounts for POs that will either need to be rolled into the new year or closed. So this is what's in our system right now. Probably around the end of November, 1st of December, we'll have a better picture of what 9/30/23 actually looks like. So you'll probably get a report from me for November of 24 fiscal year and the end of 9/30 in December. But this is what we look like at this point in time. Okay? Any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Gorman. We do appreciate the job that you do. And as always, if you have any questions, you feel free to stop by her office, email, whatever. She'll be happy to talk to you. No proclamations, no unfinished business. New business number 1.
Resolution to authorize the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Tallapoosa County Commission to accept $25,000 American Rescue Plan Act funds for the purpose of expanding recreational services.
Need a motion to approve the resolution as written.
Make a motion to approve the resolution as written.
Second.
Any discussion?
I'd like to thank the county commissioners for, donating $25,000. It's well needed.
Roll call vote. Counselor Keel.
Yay.
Counselor Tapley.
Yay.
Counselor Hardy.
Yay.
Counselor Eric Brown.
Yay.
Counselor Colvin. Yay. Number 2.
Resolution to authorize the mayor to execute a contract for services to aging consumers under Title III of the Older Americans Act with the East Alabama Regional Planning and Development Commission.
We need a motion to approve the resolution as written.
Make a motion to approve the resolution as written.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote. Counselor Keel.
Yay.
Counselor Tapley.
Yay.
Counselor Hardy.
Yay.
Counselor Eric Brown.
Yay.
Counselor Colvin. Yay. Number 3.
Resolution to award bid number 2320 to Ballard Construction for the construction of a sewer pump station to serve the Russell Medical Assisted Living Facility and Independent Living Cottages in an amount not to exceed $793,751.
Need a motion to approve the resolution as written.
Make a motion to approve the resolution as written.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just glad the local developer was able to, win the bid.
I'd just like to say I'm glad to see the city and the Russell Medical Center partnering together to get this accomplished.
Roll call vote. Counselor Keel.
Yay.
Counselor Tapley.
Yay.
Counselor Hardy.
Yay.
Counselor Eric Brown.
Yay.
Counselor Colvin. Yay. Number 4.
Resolution to authorize the mayor to enter into an agreement with Place Associates in providing a comprehensive plan, zoning map, and subdivision regulations for the city of Alexander City in an amount not to exceed $150,000.
Need a motion to approve the resolution as written.
Make a motion to approve the resolution as written.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just, as you said during the work session, is very commendable to the community development team for whatever the appropriate title is, and staff for coordinating this. Very excited to work with the team and looking forward to seeing what you guys put together.
Roll call vote. Counselor Keel.
Yay.
Counselor Tapley.
Yay.
Counselor Hardy.
Yay.
Counselor Eric Brown.
Yay.
Counselor Colvin. Yay. Number 5.
Resolution to authorize the mayor to sign a wholesale contract renewal with Jackson's Gap Water Authority.
We need a motion to approve the resolution as written.
Make a motion to approve the resolution as written.
Second.
Any discussion?
I'd just like to thank partnership with Jackson Gap for purchasing our water.
Roll call vote. Counselor Keel.
Yay.
Counselor Tapley.
Yay.
Counselor Hardy.
Yay.
Counselor Eric Brown.
Yay.
Counselor Colvin, yay. Number 6,
Resolution to authorize the mayor to enter into an agreement with Russell Hospital Corporation to submit to a neutral third party regarding gas usage.
we need a motion to approve the resolution as written.
Make a motion to approve the resolution as written.
Second.
Any discussion?
I've got one question that I'd like to ask to start with. I know it says the cost of arbitration shall be equally divided between both parties, but is there any estimate on what that cost would be?
Not right now, because it's just gonna take whatever time it takes the arbitrator to, figure out where the facts are and if anybody's at fault.
Do we need to
So
put a cap
it'll be
on it?
whatever it is, huh?
Do we need to put a cap there? I can see.
I don't think it would be that much. I mean, I don't see it being that much. I don't see it taking that long. Because, I mean, we got our meters tested, everything's been done. We're gonna hand them the data, and all they gotta do is go through the data.
Roll call vote, Counselor Keel,
Yay.
Counselor Tapley,
Yay.
Counselor Hardy,
Yay.
Counselor Eric Brown,
Yay.
Counselor Colvin, yay. Number 7,
Resolution to authorize the mayor to sign an amendment to the project agreement between the city of Alexander City and Alexander City Development LLC.
we need a motion to approve the resolution as written.
First, you need to make all those amendments. This page, all the line numbers have to be amended.
Says revised.
The revised amendment, I don't have that page.
I'll make a motion that we, amend the resolution, what's been presented to us. You guys go about it one by one.
Yeah, I got to say all this. On line 6, change the word September to October. On line 45, after the word due, add the word solely before the word to. On line 47, change the word any to a, and after the word phase, insert prior to the completion of the LDOT project before delays. On line 48, after the word public, insert within the initial phase, a portion of the initial phase to be leased to such tenant and applicable pre-opening portion before 4. On line 49, strike the word then and insert such delay being documented by writing from such tenant evidencing that the delay is result solely of the LDOT project. Then as respect the applicable pre-opening portion before the word the. On line 50, after the word construction, insert of the applicable pre-opening portion before the word of. On line 52, after the word above, insert as respects the applicable pre-opening portion of before the word shall. On line 54, after the word if, strike the words due to and insert a tenant that has opened for business to the public within the project prior to completion of the LDOT project temporarily closes such portion before completion of before the word the. After the word project, strike any tenant temporarily closes and insert the applicable post-opening portion before the word to. On line 56, strike the word suspension and insert closure before the word being. On line 57, insert such temporary closure being documented by writing from such tenant evidencing that such closure is solely a result of the LDOT project before the word then. After the word term, insert as to such applicable post-opening portion before the word shall. On line 59, after the word days, insert copies of all notices from tenants of the project delivered to the developer and upon which the developer seeks to assert his rights under immediately preceding 2 sentences of this section, 2:1 subsection I shall be provided by the developer to the city. On line 65, after the word proceed, strike the word or and insert for such loan being before the word you. On line 87, insert any interest that occurs on the developer's loan prior to the reimbursement term, so solely borne by developer and shall not be paid from any incentive payments.
Make a motion, we approve the amendment to the resolution.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, Counselor Keel,
Nay.
Counselor Tapley,
Yes on the amendments.
Counselor Hardy,
Yay.
Counselor Eric Brown,
Yay.
Counselor Colvin, yay. At this time, I need a motion to suspend the rules in order to bring an item from the floor.
Make a motion to suspend the rules. Second.
Roll call vote, Counselor Keel,
Yay.
Counselor Tapley,
Yay.
Counselor Hardy,
Yay.
Counselor Eric Brown,
Yay.
Counselor Colvin, yay. Now that the item is properly before us, the resolution to be voted on is as follows: to authorize the mayor to sign a contract to purchase property located at the corner of Coley Creek Road and Dable Road for the construction of a substation at a cost not to exceed $30,000. We need a motion to approve this resolution as written.
Make a motion to approve the resolution as written. Yes, second. But I have a question.
Discussion.
Yes.
There you go.
So, when you do the math on this 3.73 acres, for $30,000, that's roughly $8,000 an acre, which is really on the high end for raw land that is not, say, on the major highway, not on the lake.
We actually did an appraisal, and for what the landowner gave for it, and for then what we is now selling it to us for, is actually, we're like, almost $4,000 under appraisal on the property. Because we had an appraisal done, just so we, in case that question came up, because we thought it was high tech. Consider where it's at, and it's also gonna be a dual purpose piece of property for us. First substation's gonna go there, as soon as the Coley Creek revision comes in, the lift station's gonna go there. So we're actually buying a piece of property for two usages.
Any other discussion?
I guess,
The appraisal was actually a lot more than what they asked me for.
I guess my question is, want to make sure this wasn't a tax deed property, that's purchased prior.
Now, it was purchased from another real estate agent, from a real estate agent down the city, who had it. That's, who owns it now, and now we're purchasing from that agent.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote, Counselor Keel,
Yay.
Counselor Tapley,
Yay.
Counselor Hardy,
Yay.
Counselor Eric Brown,
Yay.
Counselor Colvin, yay. At this time, we will. At this time, we will entertain public comments. We have Ms. Barbara.
Excuse me, Madam President, we still got to vote on number 7, we just voted on the, amendment.
I make a motion, we approve the resolution as written,
As amended.
as amended, I'm sorry. I got tired of reading all those amendments. I make a motion to approve the resolution as amended.
Second. No, we should second.
I need a motion that we approve the resolution as amended.
Make a motion, we approve the resolution as amended.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call vote, Counselor Keel,
Yay.
Counselor Tapley,
Nay.
Counselor Hardy,
Yay.
Counselor Eric Brown,
Yay.
Counselor Colvin, yay. Cool, thank y'all so much for coming to that for me. At this time, we will entertain public comments, 3 minutes per speaker. We have Ms. Barbara Jackson.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I don't think I need a mic. But I want to thank the city council for all your help in getting the signs put on 280 where they are up. Woo-hoo. They aren't as large as I thought they would be, but they are up, and that's better than not off. So now if the trucks come through, it's on you.
Correct. And actually, the thanks goes to LDOT for putting those signs up, so we thank them for working with that community and doing that. We appreciate it. Comments from the mayor?
Just I'd like to remind everybody that we're having trunk or treat here on, last day of October in the parking lot. We've held it the last 2 years. It's a highly successful event, letting community kids come in and, safely trick or treat. So we'd like to invite everybody out. I know there's a lot of events going on that night, but we would like to see a big crowd here,
What day did you say?
31st.
Thank you. Comments from the finance director?
I wanted to point out also that, for the Imagination Section account, that additional 25,000 is a donation from the city from our ARPA funds.
Okay. Comments from the city clerk?
Our next council meeting will be held Monday, November 6th at 5:30.
Comments from the council, Councilor Keel.
I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Enjoy this beautiful weather we're having. Pray for Israel and the innocent people in Pakistan.
Councilor Tapley.
Thank everybody for coming out. Jim, it's good to see you again here in Elk City. Thank you for what you do and have done for our state. And same sentiment as Councilman Keel, just continue to pray for Israel and for the innocent victims in Pakistan. And pray for the military there as well.
Councilor Hardy.
Thank you guys for coming out and attending tonight's council meeting, and looking very forward to working with you guys and seeing where we continue to move our community forward. Hope you guys have a great rest of the week. We'll see you next time.
Councilor Eric Brown.
Thank you all for coming out. Thank you for the mayor, your staff, and all the hard men and women in the city that help keep everything going every day. Definitely look forward to working in place to not just see the plan, but the implementation. That's too many times plans are done and never implemented or only small parts. I look forward to you guys really helping us organize it to where it will be implemented. So thank you.
I want to just reiterate the comments from our council members. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for the opportunity to work with Place. We appreciate it. Thank y'all for coming through. I think it's going to be a great partnership. We appreciate the work. Thank the city employees for all you all do every day. Without you all, we could do nothing. So thank y'all. Please continue to pray for Israel and all of those innocents who are losing lives every day. A lot of times people say that the Bible's fulfilling. I say that the people are fulfilling the Bible. So please remember that prayer changes things. I don't care if you pray to God or to Buddha, just pray that somebody will intercede in our lives to make sure we have a higher power working. So thank you all for all you do. Need a motion to adjourn.
Make much we adjourn.
All in favor, raise. Thank y'all.